Because so far that's all he said.
Yeah, good. William Shakespeare has left the chat.
So
Star Wars saga ends. Mandalorian? Yeah, good.
It was supposed to be just a little thing, but
Okay.
yeah, good.
Yeah, good. I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
He's like, come and get me.
yeah, good.
So I've been saving up all year, and yeah, good.
Okay.
People's comments about good. Yeah, good.
There we go. Okay, it's there enough.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the Huber Rebels podcast, your favorite podcast featuring two dudes talking about movies and video games. Happy Halloween.
Woo! Boo!
My name is Jordan, also known as Luigi.
My name is Ethan, also known as Mario.
It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit spooky in here.
Ooh.
We just watched some trailers in the post show that we want to talk about real quick. If you want to watch us watch those, you can subscribe on Patreon at patreon.com/Huber Rebels for the $1 tier to get all of our bonus content. What were you going to say?
Don't worry, we didn't time travel. It was the pre-show, not the post-show.
Did I say post show?
But it's okay.
Post show is a lot more common of a thing, I feel like, than pre-show.
I
So
like
I'm more used to
pre-shows.
saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get all the good stuff out.
And you're ramping up to something too instead of like winding down from something.
Yeah.
It's like it's a energy
think
increase.
Post shows are fun because it's like, okay, let's just kind of hang out. Like you got the thing over with, and now it's like the after party.
Right.
Everybody loves the after party.
Yeah.
Nobody loves the
Well, I don't really
pre-party.
like parties in general. So I don't know if I like after parties.
You haven't
Maybe
been-
I only like after
You
parties.
haven't been to enough good ones then.
I guess not. We just watched the Mandalorian trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was good.
Do you want to go pros, cons, thoughts? Because
I don't have really any new thoughts. It's
Okay.
kind of the same trailer with a few extra characters thrown in it.
I have some stuff I struggled with in it.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on the timeline, but this takes place.
After 6.
Never mind. Okay,
You good?
I'm good. I forgot that
Yeah. When were you thinking it was?
before the trilogy, which didn't really make sense.
Like pre-episode 4?
yeah,
Oh.
and that would have been a big problem. But okay, that I was hoping that was the case. I should have just checked that yesterday. The carbonite thing.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. Han was the first one.
Like
Why
ever?
Yeah. Why are there a bunch of carbonated people all of a sudden?
Right.
But it makes sense that post that,
That's their way of doing it.
became a thing.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, we can do this. So that's instantly fixed. I thought it was like going to be one of these things where they retcon it. Like, yeah, that's how people are. And
Well, it's funny.
Vader was very clear. Like, they were testing this on Han because they didn't know if it was even going to work.
True. I thought they had never. I guess were they testing it on a living thing for the first time? Is that what it was?
I think so. It was all for like goods and stuff.
For some reason, I always thought that was like a new facility or something. That facility wasn't set up yet, so they're like, okay, well, we don't know if this is gonna work. But I've always thought that carbonating someone had been a thing. But
I don't think it was.
Han was like kind of the guinea pig.
Yep. Which I like.
Yeah.
It makes it more like, it makes it more like you don't know what's going to happen. And like epic when you see him on Jabba's wall. Like that is so badass when he's on Jabba's wall.
I like this though because like they don't kill the people that they're after. They
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
freeze them and turn them over. And
No, so that makes me way more excited. So then this is easy. The only criticism I have, it's not even a criticism. It's a personal preference.
Uh-huh.
So I really like Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog, yeah.
But something seems off about him in this,
Okay.
where it's like, hey, it's that guy in Star Wars. Even then, I'm okay with it until he says he's in the whole parsec, and I'm like,
Like he just got told what a parsec was.
no. You know the issue in the originals, right? This ship made the Kessel Run in under 2 parsecs.
Yeah.
A parsec is not time, right?
Right. It's space. It's a distance.
It's distance.
Right.
And so he uses it incorrectly.
How is he using it as time?
I made it in under 2 parsecs. It's a Kessel run. It's a distance.
He took a shortcut. They fixed that in Solo. They explained it.
Did they?
Yes. He did it in a shorter distance.
Okay.
So what's your problem with this?
He's using it as distance. He's using it. I thought they were were fixing it, and they're like, "Hey, watch us. We're gonna use parsec."
No,
correctly.
I think it's across the board correct. It's distance.
Okay. Because that was one of the biggest criticisms.
That was one thing they fixed or explained in Solo. Like a parsec is distance. Usually people go this way, but then he was told to take that shortcut through the storm where the like spaghetti monster was.
See, I knew all of that, and I was like, I think they did it, but I don't remember them like blatantly being like, "Hey, it's under 2 distance parsecs.
Well,
We're not stupid."
I like that too, because they're like, screw you. We don't have to explain ourselves, but if you really need to know, here. Figure this out, like what you want to take from this, go ahead, because people love to complain about things, like
I don't like to complain, but
I'm not saying you do, but
when
people
I found
sure
out
do.
that a parsec was distance, that gutted me, because I was like, because it's blatant that it's a mistake, and I'm happy they fixed it.
Yeah,
but for all those years until they fixed it, every time I would hear him say that, I'm just like, oh, in Star Wars, parsecs are different. so
you don't have to be upset now.
Yeah,
because they're right.
Oh, it's yeah. It just feels like, hey, we're using it correctly again, which is fine. Just do it.
Yeah. I mean, the word parsec is used enough times in all of Star Wars by other people too. Like, this is the ship that made the Kessel Run in under 13 parsecs, and he's like 12. Like other characters say it too. Like it's a common. Ray says it, or Ray or Finn says it in episode 7.
That was, I know, directly referencing the other thing though.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying this isn't the first time it's ever been the word parsec has ever been said again.
No, I know, it's just stood out to me. I didn't like it, but it's fine.
All right.
This show is going to be amazing.
So Werner Herzog is hilarious though, because he doesn't pay attention to anything else in the movie industry besides himself.
I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he made a movie.
I get that he's just in this movie.
He made a movie. I think it was called it was Bad Lieutenant. Mm-hmm. And there was another movie called Bad Lieutenant, and they were both about the pretty much same thing. And everyone asked him, like, did you copy that? He's like, I've never heard of that movie. And people kind of believe him, like, because he's just so oblivious. Someone probably gave him the idea.
The identical name.
Yeah. But
yeah, some guy, hey man, I got a great idea. Call it Bad Lieutenant. It's about, oh my God, you're a genius. I'm going to make this.
But yeah, Werner Herzog is funny.
I like him. I want to watch all his documentaries.
Yeah.
I've watched.
He has a good voice.
He has a unique voice.
Yeah. He was in a movie called Jack Reacher that I saw that was...
He was in Jack Reacher?
He was. He was like the bad,
weird,
ominous guy in that.
He was a bad guy?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Did you see it?
I've only ever related him to documentaries and narration.
And a director.
That makes sense.
Yeah. He's a director.
So, aside from those two minor things that literally don't matter, I'm very excited for the first live action Star Wars show ever.
It's the most expensive show ever, I think.
Officially?
Per episode? I believe so. I believe I heard somewhere that each episode is more expensive than Game of Thrones was. Which is crazy.
That makes sense. Since
Game
of Thrones is I'm so pissed.
It's not.
I'm upset at it now.
Oh my God. We were literally just defending them a few weeks ago. You know that, right?
Yep. Defending who?
D&D.
Well, when were we defending them?
When everyone was saying that they like already killed Star Wars. And we're like, they haven't done anything with Star Wars yet.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's still all valid.
Sure.
But now, they would have. 100%.
Okay.
So all of my defense was incorrect.
We're referencing that they are no longer a part of the Star Wars trilogy that they were going to do.
I'm very excited. Oh
okay,
my God,
you
I'm sorry.
Clearly read something that I haven't seen, so do you want to elaborate a little bit? You said you were reading stuff and like you hate everything about them now.
You didn't read that?
What?
Wait. I thought you had seen everything. Okay. At 3 p.m., so this is a tweet from 1026. David Benioff and DB Weiss, D&D, started a session, like a panel, at the Austin Film Festival. I'm a little late, but will live tweet as soon as I get there. Now, this Twitter account is for Arya, needle and pin. So like it's at for Arya, needle and pin. They then proceed to have about 20 or 30 tweets of this panel. And why don't I just read some of them?
Who is this? This is just some random person?
That's in there watching this take place.
Okay.
And it's been verified and confirmed and all of that. Oh, man. Yeah, we need to do this if you haven't seen all this. I sent it to Maya. Jeez, whew. Someone, I'm hyping it up because this is.
Send it to me.
It's because I thought you had already read it. I thought this
we were just talking about the Star Wars thing.
I thought it was all together.
Okay.
I didn't realize that like two separate things had happened because I was reading an article that was summarizing everything about like the current state of where they're at.
Uh-huh.
So someone asked, did they go online? And David said yes. Did they go online? And he said yes. He literally said we were geographically challenged and the maps were helpful. Whatever that means. David is also saying that he went to fan casting pages, and that is how they found Jason Momoa. Already setting you up for, oh god.
Wait, okay.
To cast.
I'm confused.
It's all over the place.
Can you start from the...
That's literally the first two tweets.
Are they in the room?
Yes.
Okay, being asked questions.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a panel.
Okay.
So someone asked, did they go online? David said yes. Dan literally said we were geographically challenged and the maps were helpful. Whatever that means. David is also saying that he went to fan casting pages and that is how they found Jason Momoa. Dan is saying that writers and source material end up in divorce and that their divorce was amicable since they ran out of material. They're describing their pitch and how nervous they were. They pitched to Carolyn Strauss, who has a reputation of being a tough pitch. They were very nervous because of how bad we wanted it. So this person also says their grammar's a little off because they're very quickly typing and trying to tweet this all out.
Right.
David is describing the pre-meeting with George R.R. Martin, who is questioning their bona fides, and we didn't really have any. So basically, they had no credibility. We had never done TV. We didn't have any. We don't know why he trusted us with his life's work. Bad move. They're talking about the pilot and their friends who they let watch their first attempt at a pilot. One of the people was Craig Mazin, wrote Chernobyl, Scott Frank, and Ted Griffin. He acknowledged that the first pilot was basic writing mistakes. They acknowledged that they have no idea why after such a dismal pilot, why they went forward. Everything we could make a mistake in, we did. Script, casting, costume. They think HBO went forward because they had a lot of foreign pre-sales on the series. Dan is saying that Game of Thrones was basically an expensive film school for he and Dave. For example, they had no idea how to work with costume designers, and it was a huge learning experience. 2 months before the pilot was to air, the episodes were averaging 39 minutes, and HBO made them write and film 100 minutes of scenes to meet their contractual obligations. For example, they added a scene with Robert and Cersei and realized that there was no scene with them. The moderator's asking them, and this is him like commenting on what else is like happening in the room too. The moderator's asking them about their comments, acknowledging they didn't understand the characters and the extra minutes helped them understand the characters better. Dan is saying that he let the actors redefine the roles, especially Maisie, and they began writing for the actors. It is like the actor moved into the house and redecorated. He said he learned about the characters from the actors, which you're not supposed to do when you're trying to recreate a series. You're not just like, oh, Arya's like that? Okay. You do what you're doing. The moderator asked why they chose to write all the episodes by themselves, because we didn't know better. David said HBO wanted them to hire other writers, and they decided to have Brian Cogman, their assistant, write 4 episodes. Dan wanted to remove as many fantasy elements as possible because we didn't just want to appeal to that type of fan. They wanted to expand the fan base to people beyond the fantasy fan base, to mothers, NFL players. She's asking about the violence. David, to be honest, we went too far with some of those. He comments on the jousting scene with the mountain and how when they killed Sir Hugh, that it was in the scene too long. He compares it to Ozark's Jason Bateman's toenail being ripped out, which I haven't watched.
I don't want to watch that show.
You want to?
I do not.
I don't want to watch that show either. What did you learn from that? You made 30 feature films on 8 years, which is more than anyone out there other than Woody Allen. She's asking about the Battle of the Bastards. They used every season as a learning experience. The CGI of the dragons was particularly challenging. They said by season 4 that Miguel was doing night shoots. They had decided no one would miss them if they backed away. Battle of Winterfell took 10 straight weeks. Why did the battles get better? We kept our core crew together. They had same stunt teams, same people who did the blood scenes in season 2, did the ones in season 7. They get better and better as we did. The two of us and Miguel spent a lot of time together. He was the guy that did the CGI dragons. They talked with him about the shots always being from someone's point of view, so it didn't feel like a video game. Season 1, we wanted to have a battle, but we ran out of money. The extra 100 minutes, thus the drinking game scene. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I don't remember that drinking game scene.
It was like one of the last episodes. It was when I think Jamie asked Brienne if she had ever if she was a virgin or something.
In season 1?
Oh, is that what it said?
Yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about battles and stuff. I thought we were towards the end.
Season 1, we wanted to have a battle, but we ran out of money. Thus the drinking game scene. In season 1, I don't remember one.
Well, Tyrion had a lot of drinking game scenes, so maybe
it was one of those. Yeah, because I remember that one with Jamie and Brienne.
Right.
Okay. When we pitched HBO, we promised them that we would downplay the fantasy elements. Paraphrase. She's challenging the fact of how the Night King and the White Walkers and how it played out. So somebody's asking questions. They're expressing regret about putting the baby on the block of ice and him screaming. The mother was not happy because Dan just kept talking about a close-up of the baby's penis. They're very granular in details of shots, admitting losing sight of the big picture. Were you listening to the feedback to your fans as things went along? We really did not. Dan doesn't see the value of considering other people's reactions. Dave acknowledged that he Googled the show and it upset him. Dan, no. Did you really sit down and try to boil the elements of the books down? Did you really try to understand its major elements? No, we didn't. The scope was too big. It was about the scenes we were trying to depict, and the show was about power. What was your process? We just started writing. But as things went on, we had to outline, divvied up scripts. They didn't work together in the same room. One took first half, the other last half, then they would swap. They gave episodes to Brian Cogman and David Hill. Dan, is saying how much they loved the books, but they had to make it their own. They have stressed several times about giving up 10 years of their life. They referenced David Chase and The Sopranos and how he said this was all such a blur. Dan, it was like a 10-year drunk party. Q&A. How did you have a life, keep families going, etc.? We loved our Game of Thrones family, but it was very hard. Our kids and wives became best friends, and it felt like a big family. It's hard to complain about how hard we were working when you see a set painter. That was Dan. He's talking about how this being what he dreamed of since 8, and they never even dreamed this big. Question about season 8. Dan said that because of the brutality, there was only a few people left. They felt like they knew who the characters were and how they were going to end. Someone wanted to see more of Ramsay get eaten by the dogs. The dogs were visual effects. It looked too cartoonish.
Have we gotten to the worst of it yet?
How did you decide to do... I don't remember what all was in here.
Because I'm not seeing... I don't have an issue with any of this.
You don't have an issue with any of this?
No.
How did you decide to do reveals? Talk about choosing to kill Joffrey in episode 2 because nothing ever happens. Sansa and Arya, killing Littlefinger. Yeah, that was all good. Casting also dictated how and when they killed people. Question about scouting locations. They're crediting the location director in Belfast. Sorry, I didn't catch name. They asked about not including women and persons of color in the writer's room. They didn't have a writer's room, and there was one woman who wrote a few scenes. They decided up front it was going to be the two of them. David Hill is of Asian descent. He said they wouldn't hire writers unless they were willing to be part of the production team. She ended up... Oh, and then there's something about Vanessa who wrote The Shape of Water. She ended up leaving the show to write that. How do you pitch a show... And then question. How do you pitch a show this big? And they said it was basically a con job to HBO and how big it would get because they bet on the HBO execs not reading 5,000 pages of A Song of Ice and Fire. The pitch was impossible to pitch the whole story. They decided to pitch the pilot and not the series in a way that was understandable to folks they were pitching. Then they did a vague overview of the series with not a lot of details. There was no good way to summarize the story, so we didn't. There was a question regarding Kit Harington that was unintelligible. They kept referring to the end of thread. Okay, so that's the most of it.
So people are retroactively upset about the entire show?
I think about them and their entire approach.
What? I don't... They were given the job.
But
That's the people who gave them the job's fault. They presented what they had, and they got chosen, and they made a great 6 seasons. Everyone loves it.
So
No one, I'm sure there's people that don't, but as far as I can tell, no one complained about the first 6 seasons. 7 started to slip, 8, everyone had issues with. But obviously, I'm sure there's people who have read the books who are like, okay, this isn't what it's like in the books. But a lot of screen
That's the
adaptations
issue.
of books aren't like the book.
I know.
It can't be. It has, like, you have to do what works for TV or what works for a movie.
It's a few key things.
We talked about The Shining being
Yeah.
different from the book
Yeah.
because you have to do what works for a screen.
That's not what they did, though. They didn't do what works for a screen.
They
The
did what works
decisions-
for they did what works good for TV, and it obviously because everyone loved it.
It wasn't what works good for TV.
It was because it
was-
worked good for TV.
It was what works good for the broadest possible audience. That's what people are upset about.
Why is that wrong?
Because they're sacrificing the source material.
Did we not like it?
It's so. The more I think about Game of Thrones, I'm starting to feel about it like I feel about a lot of other shows that end bad. And it's not every show, but it's one of those things where during the journey, even through season 8, I made a lot of excuses. And I was like, okay, no, they're getting to this. They're building to this. They're getting to this. When you go and look back, it's kind of gonna be more hollow. And it's clear that they were just kind of like, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. And they hit enough key things to make everybody happy. Like, yeah, I enjoyed most of it. But, and the biggest thing for me is the White Walkers. It was always like, ooh, they're saving the White Walkers. Something big is building. And clearly, that was never the case. They're just like, let's make a show about people talking to each other. And, yeah, we're not even going to think about what's going on in the background. And let's make this random scene about the White Walkers so they think that we're thinking about it. Oh, yeah, that's not what's happening. Because we're not actually going to put fantasy stuff in this. We're just going to make a show that everybody wants to watch people talk about. And it's like...
That sentence you just said, I have nothing wrong with. We always say that the people who make the show owe us nothing.
No.
They don't. Yeah, we do.
But
they don't.
No, I'm saying no, they don't owe us anything.
Right, so they can make whatever they want.
Yeah. But basically this has exposed them as not being very good. So the only reason Game of Thrones was good for that long was because they had source material.
Okay,
This is
they
about
weren't
their
good at
ability.
They weren't good at adapting a book into a TV show. They were good at making the most popular show of all time.
Yeah. It just
I was
feels
thinking
like
I was going to come out of this thinking they were like terrible human beings.
I
and
hate
like,
them. I sent this to Maya and she came away saying, yeah, I absolutely hate them. And everybody's very upset with them. Another big part of it is their complete lack of opening the writer's room up to other people and keeping an open show. So I don't want them touching Star Wars because I think they're going to get a Rian Johnson effect of Last Jedi.
Sure.
I don't think they're as good as this show made them seem. I think had they not had George R.R. Martin's material, they would have had nothing. Clearly, that's what that shows. Is the end of and they were just like, oh, we're done. Dip. We're out of here.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't respect that. However, I don't think it was their choice to make the last season so short. Was it?
I think it was.
Was it?
I think it was all their decisions.
Yeah.
But people were pointing out, you don't spend 10 weeks on a battle to make this. Essentially, that's how they approach the show, is let's spend 10 weeks, let's make a cool looking battle, but let's not spend 10 weeks and really get some like good stuff going. The reason Game of Thrones was good, and I'm now 100% confident in this, is the actors.
Yeah.
That is the only reason that Game of Thrones was good, was their performances. I don't think it had very much of anything to do with them.
Well,
And the fact that they had to go to fan casting pages to pick people, they clearly
what's
don't.
wrong with that?
That seems cheap. I don't know. Like, and never like crediting that.
Do we want someone different? They would have found someone else. We love Jason Momoa.
No, it's about them. This isn't about Game of Thrones. This is about them and their process and their...
I just don't want to be too quick to judge someone on how they make a TV show because I know nothing about making a TV show.
They didn't either.
But they still made the biggest and best show of all time.
Is that official?
Pretty much.
I don't think it's the biggest and best show of all time.
Oh, sorry. Most popular. Not best.
Most popular show of all time?
through
By
the thick of it, yes.
By what metric?
Hype. Everyone talking about it.
You're going
Everyone watching it.
Oh, you're going off hype. No. Numbers wise, it's not close. There's much bigger shows that have existed. I'm pretty sure Friends was significantly bigger.
It's sort of different. I mean, we're sitcom and drama. Like, you can make a lot of episodes of Friends without having to. Nothing against Friends or sitcoms in general. There's not as much that goes into it. There's not as many. There's like no sets yet. Like, you have a few sets.
Yeah.
You have the actors that you have already signed on for multiple seasons, and you just have to make a funny script. They're great. They're great actors. But there's a lot more that goes into building these epic dramas of a series that are shot on location for a lot of it. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it.
And I would completely disagree.
Okay.
Because I watched they just did the 25th anniversary of the Friends documentary, and you hear about what these people did to get the scripts that they got. Because it's perfect. You have 10 seasons of a show with a perfect script almost every single episode. Like, they killed themselves in the writing room, and it doesn't sound like they even tried. That's what hurts. They were like, let's make a cool thing. Like, they were not concerned about writing. They're like, we'll just write some stuff up. We don't even really know what it's going to be.
Okay. My only issue
the actors
is
did a lot of improving.
if season 8 was good,
Yeah.
would we still be upset?
No, because this wouldn't have come out.
Why not?
I don't think it would have.
Why not? They're at a Q&A being asked questions.
I don't know.
They're clearly very open about it. They're not trying to hide the fact that they were winging it. They're not embarrassed by it. They own it.
Yeah.
Because they pulled it off.
I don't know. I don't agree. But that's fine.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I think another reason people are struggling is that from an industry perspective, this is just based on what people are saying, is that they were given this opportunity in the first place because they gave and then HBO was just like, whatever, do it. It just, that whole aspect of it, I think people are struggling with because I think one of them has connections or money. I did see somebody reference.
Okay.
It doesn't, again, that doesn't take away from the product that came out, but there's just some sketchy stuff there. And I don't know. And diversity. That's what people are upset about, but whatever.
Okay. If you had told me, cause when you were reading that comment, I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is where it gets bad. If you had told me that they only allowed white males in the writing room, yeah, screw you. You're a jerk. They only wanted the two of them to write it.
Yeah.
Whether
And
or not
like
they're good
one other
writers,
people. Yeah.
at least they just stuck to that. That's not being anti anything.
Yeah.
That's just, nope. It's just, this is our thing.
I know. And I get that. It's just weird. I don't know. I'm torn. Cause I personally, I wasn't excited for season 8 because I had already become disinterested in the show.
Yeah. Season 7 was where it started to get a little bit off, I think.
So I was talking to somebody today and they basically were like, yeah, the Red Wedding was the last good part of it for them. So,
well, I mean, I could have said the same thing because that was when two of my favorite characters died.
yeah, that was, I just
But you
remember
stick
like
with
that being when Game of Thrones was so good. Like,
Oh, it was?
yes, I'm not saying the show wasn't good.
Then why are we upset? Why can't we just like the show? Let them do what they do behind the scenes. If they put out something good, that's all we have to care about. They're not
knowing what was going on and that the show was progressively getting worse because of their incompetence.
Yeah.
Makes me look at the entire thing differently. I don't just go back on it's the same, and this is the comparison. I think about How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy any of that show now.
But have you tried?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I immediately turned it off.
I don't think I'll ever turn on Game of
taste of
Thrones
it-
from the beginning and be like, I don't think it'll be tainted for me. I think I'll enjoy it just the same with more context of what's beyond, you know, because I didn't know anything then.
Now. Like, that's genuinely how I feel.
I think that's a
Because
shame.
why would I watch it to the end? I know it's going to end poorly because they were spinning their wheels. Like, there's no incentive for me to, like, the reason, and this is something I thought about a lot, the reason Game of Thrones was so good was the promise of what was coming. Ho, 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 ho,
That's true.
ho, ho.
Yeah.
I'm excited and hyped, and all those feelings I had for all those years won't be the same.
Right.
If I won't be like, this is so objectively amazing. I'm going to be like, wow, there's just a lot of nothing happening. I'm like afraid of going back in that being. And like, there's some great key moments, like the battles that they put a lot of work into to make them like good.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a lot of conflicting things that are noticed throughout the show. And I'm not just doing this for that sake. Like, I genuinely think back and I'm like, yeah, part of the reason I was so into it and wanting to keep watching is like, what's going to happen with the White Walkers?
Right.
Like, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
answer to most of it is nothing.
Yeah.
And it sucks. What Maya said, and I completely agree, get all of these actors back and just redo it.
No. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
You have said on this show multiple
Yep.
times you are not for redoing seasons.
And now I am about the entire show.
Oh my dear God.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think it would be better.
With who?
What do you mean?
Who's gonna do it?
Somebody that cares about the source material. I now like, so I know the reason like Maya was so disappointed is she had started reading up on stuff, like lore and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then it was basically all thrown in our face because they clearly don't care or know about any of that. And I was just like, yes, the final season is the most egregious, noticeable thing because they clearly didn't care at that point and the actors gave their all. That's why I said I didn't want them to do it, is because the actors grueled like and killed themselves to make this. I was like, don't make them go back out there and do this again. But now I'm just like, wait, you're telling me we could get a good story with the White Walkers and all of that? Like all the fantasy stuff was what I liked, and that was all apparently taken out of it.
Yeah.
It made me want to read the books because then I think I would understand how all these other people feel. Because I don't yet, because I don't know what it could have been.
Right.
But yeah, for TV people that watch TV stuff's always dumbed down to a certain degree. And it has to be because TV and a book are two totally different formats.
Right.
I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I just think Game of Thrones could have been better. I think it could have been the greatest show of all time. And the fact that they got it to a really, really, really good show is something. There's a lot of other people involved, though. I don't give them the credit for making a good show. That's what I'm
impressed the fact that they wrote it though. Because I thought you were about to say like, yeah, we didn't even write the thing. Like,
yeah.
they wrote the damn thing.
Yeah. No, they did.
Which is impressive.
Using his books.
Yeah.
So I want to see them do something original. That's good.
And that's why I was okay with Star Wars. Because it's a different time period. It's a different thing altogether.
The only evidence we have of them doing something original is season 8.
What do you mean?
Like, they had to come up with that.
Who did?
The first moment that they had to come up with something.
Oh, season 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said episode 8. I thought you were talking about Star Wars.
No, season 8.
Yeah.
The first time, over the course of the show, that they had to come up with something, it was bad.
Right.
The only good stuff they did was when they had good source material.
Well, that's because they also had to directly connect to the end of what they already had. If they could just have a standalone, don't know what's going on before or after, just this little piece in time in the Star Wars universe, like maybe it could be something cool.
So what have they done
I don't know.
to give any confidence in that?
The fact that I liked Game of Thrones up until the 8th season.
But that's using source material. With Star Wars, they won't have source material. They have to create an original story.
Oh,
I believe more in.
Sorry,
I believe
I'm not saying
in,
they can do it. I want to see if they can do it. I'm not saying they can't.
Not Star Wars. Prove yourself before you get to touch that.
I was down.
I was before I discovered this.
Because after episode 9, we said like, start doing stuff.
Do stuff, but do it well. And that's why I believe in Rian Johnson doing a trilogy. I think he can do Star Wars right when it's not the Skywalker saga.
Right.
I believe in him. Like, this has made me be able to contextualize that a little bit better and understand it was because it was episode 8.
And for the record, after hearing this, I'm way more against them doing Star Wars down. Like I was down.
Take your $200 million Netflix and honestly.
And what is that going to be?
I don't know, movies and shows and stuff.
Just stuff?
Yeah, just stuff.
Okay.
And I have a feeling it's going to be very Netflix stuff.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
But I don't like how they've handled any of this. Beyond this, the fact that they didn't go to the Comic-Con panels, they wouldn't talk to the public, they wouldn't address it. They're just like, we don't listen to you, we don't care what you think, and we don't want to talk to you about it. That is a very different attitude from all of the other people in the industry. Nobody hides like that.
Doesn't sound like they're hiding, though.
They've been hiding. This was a closed thing that they were like, oh, I guess we'll go to that.
I don't know why they would say all that then.
Where else did they skip out on? But there's a whole thing at
I
the
only know
Emmys,
about
right?
They were at the Emmys.
No, but there was like something weird that happened at the Emmys.
They didn't
wasn't
want to
there?
answer the question that was basically trashing season 8, and Kit stepped up and defended them.
Yeah, and that's fair. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember what it was. So regardless,
Yeah.
there's my 2 cents.
It really did turn into D&D-CAST, though. I've watched a few other things this week.
You know why I thought you had read this?
Why?
Because you said anti-D&D-CAST. I thought you were like, yeah, let's do
that's
it.
literally what you had basically said / implied.
I thought you were like all on board though.
Uh,
Turns out you had nothing
we
negative to
you,
say.
you said we may need to make this the anti-DB and whatever cast. I was just
you
shortening
corrected
it to
yeah,
anti-D&D
yeah,
cast.
That's right. This is correct.
But that's fair. I understand why you thought that. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I got to hear it on here
Yeah.
from you.
There we go. What do you think? Tell us what you think about the whole situation.
Tweet us at Huber Rebels. Let us know what you
Comment
think. Yeah.
on this video.
Hit us up.
Make a 40-minute reaction video and tell us what you think.
No, because then they'll make more views and money off of reacting. Remember when that was a thing? Remember when hot girls would react to just popular YouTube videos?
No.
It happened with Yogscast a lot. Any video they would post, there
There
would be
a hot girl reaction, and I would watch every single one of them.
No, I never watch it. It was never even a reaction. It would just be so-and-so reacts to Yogscast this video with a piece of their thumbnail and like the hot chick in the thumbnail, and it would get so many views.
I assume that was still a thing.
No, that's kind of died off.
Okay, that's good.
I think YouTube found a way to kill it
Okay, good.
because it was also kind of stealing content. You know, it's like misdirecting people. I saw other stuff, all spooky stuff.
Okay. Sorry, I know that was a long thing.
I saw a movie that came out 10 years ago that I never got around to seeing that I
Okay.
kept hearing was great.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, it's Halloween or it's October. I'll finally see this movie. I
Wait.
watched Zombieland.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen it?
Yep, in theaters
Did not like it.
with my grandma. It was a 2009 movie. That's why you needed to see it in 2009.
Yeah.
And did you see Zombieland Double Tap?
Can you let me get there? Can we talk about Zombieland first?
Yes.
I didn't laugh a single time.
Okay.
I don't understand. Everyone told me it was
Hater.
hilarious. It's not funny. I don't think.
I remember enjoying it.
It
it
was
was-
very empty too. Like it just didn't.
Yes.
There
it's
wasn't a
very-
whole lot there.
No.
When I heard
It's
Zombieland,
very light.
I was expecting it to be like.
It's not about the zombies.
I was expecting like an amusement park or like just the world is crazy. Like just
Don't they-
zombies everywhere.
they
And
go to a-
constantly. They do go to an amusement park.
Okay.
Which is why I think I had the idea in my head.
Okay.
But also Zombieland. Like I thought the world was more chaotic than it actually was. It's very quiet and very chill. It's
yeah.
like the boring episodes of The Walking Dead in a 2-hour movie.
Yep. So I think I see a few things as to why you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
One, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's a little
Sure.
dated.
A little dated, yeah.
Two, you knew it existed
Yeah.
and had like expectations.
Yes.
And whenever, this goes for every human on earth, whenever you have expectations, it doesn't even have to be high and then they're low. It could be sideways. I feel like it's so much harder to enjoy something.
Yeah.
Like Ad Astra. I think like going into that thinking it's going to be one thing
Right.
and then it being like it just throws you off where you're like just
prepared for
what
it.
is going on.
Do you think we could watch that movie again in a few years and like it more?
Possibly with you going into it with a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
You go into it and okay, and then like you're trying to appreciate it rather than the entire time just being like what is happening, this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Or wow, this is a lot more boring than I was expecting and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so and it's not like the best movie. I've never watched it again.
Yeah.
But it was one of those that I went to the theater and I enjoyed watching it and walked away and it was fine.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And then we were in the theater and Zombieland Double Tap trailer came on.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? That's a thing?
That's the thing. Like I knew Zombieland was like that popular. So when I saw that there was a second one, I'm like, oh, I guess I really need to see that finally.
So I've heard the new one's supposed to be funny.
It's hilarious.
Okay. So
I saw Zombieland because I wanted to see Zombieland too.
Interesting.
I like sequels. I like these remakes. I like all this because it forces me to watch the earlier movies. So I finally had these 2 movies in my brain.
yeah.
Saw the first one so I could see the second one. I went and saw the second one and I loved it.
That's so interesting. Because I wonder if that's because it was new. No expectations to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And
It's just more fun.
okay, so I heard that it's dated, and it's like kind of like the first one, out of the past.
Well,
and
I mean, it kind of is, because the world is frozen in time.
but just the type of movie. And I heard that after we saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And then when we saw the trailer, like, narrator, that's weird. Like, that's an old thing. I was like, oh, is this just a movie that's not like relevant now? That's
What do you
all
mean
hit-
narrator? Like
the
the
trailer.
movie's narrated?
No, in the trailer, remember? Remember
No.
the trailer had a narrator and you were like, that's weird. Trailers don't have narrators.
Oh, is that what that
anymore.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot that?
I forgot that was the movie that had the narrator.
Yeah. Zombieland Double Tap.
Oh, that was
the one.
super weird.
And it
yeah.
was very weird. And so when I had heard that and then heard some of this other stuff, I was like, huh? And then I talked to a bunch of people that were like, oh, yeah, it was really fun. I was like, oh, I should just go see it.
You should.
So I'm gonna go with my grandma.
Yeah.
But if
Do a little 10-year
it
reunion.
should still be out, right?
Yeah.
Like, no problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was way funnier. There's
Okay, that's
new
awesome.
fun characters. There's new fun locations. Woody Harrelson is
I love him.
so good.
I love him. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I like Jesse Eisenberg.
No, I've never liked him.
No.
I like him.
He's
in
like an
terms of
even more boring Michael Cera.
I feel like he's an evil Michael Cera
He can be evil too, because he was Lex Luthor.
and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, good point.
You've seen that movie?
Yeah.
So we know he can play robots.
Yes.
But yeah, he's always given me weird vibes.
Yeah. I think he's a good actor,
No, yeah, definitely.
but
Michael Cera gives me weird vibes, just to be fair.
I like Michael Cera though.
I like him
Yeah.
100%. But I'm always just like, ooh, I don't know what to do with you.
You should see it.
Yeah, I want to go see it now.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay. Did I see anything?
You had something written down.
Did I write something down? Oh! I didn't finish the movie, unfortunately.
You still haven't finished it?
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I rented it because apparently it wasn't on anything. Even though it was on a bunch of stuff.
I thought it was on Netflix.
No. It was never on Netflix.
Oh. Where was I
think
planning on watching it?
It was
then?
on something. Maya had said it was on Disney Now. But I think like literally right before Halloween, they're like, quick, take it off everything.
So you have to pay for it
Yep.
until November 12th.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just rented it and got through like most of it and really enjoyed it. It's one of like, and I watch it through the lens of had I seen it when I was a kid.
Okay.
Not like I'm an adult and I'm going to judge this movie. Blah, 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 blah.
I would find it, yeah, I would be interested to know what it's like to watch that movie for the first time now.
It's just a fun Halloween movie.
It is, right?
Can't think of any Halloween movies other than Nightmare Before Christmas. And I was talking with people at work. Do you watch it at Christmas? Do you watch it at Halloween? I don't know what to do with this movie.
I like to watch it in November.
Because that's right in between. And that's what I've come to.
Yeah.
But then it's neither. And
I also like to watch Home Alone, both, which are Christmas movies,
oh, are they?
on Thanksgiving.
I think that's popular.
Yeah.
Because that's like the kickoff to the
Yeah.
holiday season.
Yeah.
Weird fact. I grew up with a different Home Alone that apparently nobody watched. And I didn't watch the first two.
The third
Still
one?
have never seen the first two. Which means Macaulay Culkin as Home Alone, like I have
Not
zero
your thing.
association.
Weird.
Home Alone 3,
Yeah.
whoever that kid was,
That
and
little
I know
bowl
it.
cut head kid.
I know that movie. Like,
Is it the
start
same
to finish.
Bandits, though? I feel like it's the same.
oh my god, that would be
I
crazy.
think it is. Let me check.
That would be hilarious.
You should watch Home Alone 2 is my favorite.
Okay,
And you don't really need to see
I'm not
the
gonna
first
lie.
to know the second,
I
but
really want to watch Home Alone 3 again.
I've never seen Home Alone 3.
Like, I'm realizing I haven't watched it in a while, and I'm going through almost the entire movie in my head right now.
So, Hocus Pocus, you liked it?
What bit of it I did watch, I did enjoy. I want to finish it. That's why it's like hard to talk about. Because I did enjoy it. I want to watch it every
It's a
Halloween
very
now.
feel-good Halloween movie.
I'm all about feel-good holiday movies.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
the
need to be
Santa
scared for Halloween.
Claus.
Santa Claus is the best Christmas movie.
It's the best movie.
It could, yeah, it's up
Number
there.
one all
If
time.
we did top movie list,
Yep.
no joke, one of those movies would be close to the top, I think. I love
It's-
those movies a lot.
The only one I have to watch every year.
Yes.
The only one.
So for my parents, it's like Elf. And I like Elf, but I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Oh, it's so hard because Elf is like top Christmas movie for me. But in terms of how overplayed and
It's hard to watch every year.
I think it's because nothing else came after it. I think of the Santa Claus and then Elf.
Yeah.
There was about 7 years in between those, and now it's been 17 years
Right.
since Elf. I want to say it was like 2002. Maybe it was like 2004.
It's 2003 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, I think 3. I think
I think it's 3.
3. I think you're right.
There should have been another one of those. Like, why not? Make a Elf 2.
You know why I think not?
Why?
Anchorman 2.
It's a good point. That's a good point.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That movie was bad.
Yep.
Real bad.
Did we see that in
No.
theaters? I saw.
I
it.
did. I saw it in theaters, but not with you.
Not with you. I just.
I
Think
did a
of-
double feature of Anchorman and Anchorman 2.
Oh, so that means it was even worse.
Yeah.
Because you were like, "Wow, that was great," and this is not.
And the first one had like bonus scenes and cut stuff that I had never seen
Every
before.
time I watch Anchorman, I love that movie.
Yeah. I saw another sequel, Maleficent 2. Not quite Halloween or scary, but it's kind of scary. You know,
You
it's got that
can-
like evil sort of. It's called Mistress of Evil.
Yeah, you can talk about it. I still haven't watched the first one.
Okay.
I will probably when Disney Plus comes out and stuff. But I do remember I did tell you, I was like, "Oh, have you seen it? Have you heard anything about it?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to say anything."
I was gonna see it regardless.
Yep.
My dad and I both loved the first one.
Yep.
And then when we saw the trailer, we were much less intrigued. And then we saw another trailer that it kind of explained it more, and we're like, okay, I'm kind of curious about that. And so we finally saw it, and it's not very good.
That's what
The
I
first
heard.
third is great.
Okay.
The last two
They didn't know what they
are
were.
a mess.
Let me guess. So what I heard the guy say was that it's like a lot of action and looking good stuff with like
Doesn't even look that good.
no plot. Very hollow plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best part of Maleficent is
Yeah.
her interaction with Aurora, the girl.
Okay.
The two
Which
of them
should
together
be,
are
'cause that's-
so good
that's-
and funny, and like
Yeah.
there's tension.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not together for part of the movie. And it's like, why would you do that? That's the only thing you have going for you. Why would you pull them apart?
Cool visuals.
I guess that's not
Attempted
worth
cool
it though.
Visuals.
That's not worth it.
Yeah.
But definitely watch the first one.
I'll
And then-
watch the second one because it'll be on Disney Plus.
Right.
For the third one.
But no, God. I'll still see it.
They can make a third one
Yeah.
and make it good.
I don't know. I'm sure it could be good.
I believe you can always course correct.
Yeah. Learn from your mistake.
Take the feedback.
Make it a 2 out of 3 kind of scenario.
Like the sequel trilogy.
Yes. Exactly. We are from the future.
Fingers crossed.
Last thing I just watched it this morning. I finally caught up on it.
Yes.
Finally, after a whole year. The best horror / sci-fi movie at the Critics' Choice Awards from last year. Do you know what it is? You might have seen in the docs. You might already know, but
No, I'm.
what do you think the best horror movie of last year was?
I don't even know any.
Starring John Krasinski.
Quiet Place.
Yeah. Did you see it?
No, I've been saving that one because I've only heard good things, and I'm like, see, I wanted to watch it this Halloween, and I messed up.
There's still time. It's only an hour and a half. It's not very long.
Okay.
It's so good.
I've only heard they're making a sequel, like because it
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know anything about it.
yeah.
Like every time someone brings it up on a podcast I'm listening to, I'm like, nope, pause, stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I just want to jump into this movie and finally learn what happens. And man, it was worth it. It's so
Okay.
clever. All of the little like tricks and like tinkery things that they do to like live in this world where
Yeah.
they have to be silent are so clever. I love the like world building that they did for this movie.
I love that world building is one of my favorite things.
It was really cool. That's all I could say without
Yeah, 'cause I
spoiling
need to
anything.
watch
But,
it.
but I highly recommend. And it not even a horror movie.
No, it's more like a thriller, suspense.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, what's
And
gonna
even
happen?
at that, it's like it's not a movie just to have suspense or thrilling aspects. Like there's like heart to the movie
Yeah.
too. Like there's real substance there built around this world, which is cool.
It's not built around jump scares.
Right. Yeah. I like when movies aren't there just to scare you. That thing is there for a reason.
That makes them not scary to me. Once I pick up on like, oh, they're just trying to scare. That
Right.
which is kind of like what I was. So if there's like,
Because you said there's no stakes, right?
yeah,
In A Quiet Place, there's stakes
stakes,
because you
yeah.
love these people. You don't want anything to happen to them, so you are scared. but not like in a this monster's going to jump through my actual window kind of way. It's like I really don't want anything to happen to these people on the screen. So enjoy.
Did they have steak? Because I'm sorry, but that's all I can.
I don't think they did.
You're like, there's steaks.
They were looking.
And I'm like, for whatever reason, the visual, I'm like, just there's steaks everywhere.
Trust me, they're steaks.
And they're delicious.
That was everything I watched this week.
All I've been watching, not all I've been watching, but a lot of what I've been watching is basketball now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to trail off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is one of the most hyped, supposed to be one of the most high levels of parity, even seasons ever. And I'm just on House of Highlights. Like where anybody can win. And
Parody?
Parity. So parity means like evenness.
Oh,
fairness.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's cool. I like that.
It's amazing. And it just...
So like all the teams that you would think are like, that's a bad team. Like they all have something.
They could win.
That's cool.
A game. Like you have to try against them.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're going to, but they could. And that will taper off as, stuff
Because there's a
weeded out.
morale thing too. Like once you start slipping behind, I think a team maybe gets even worse.
Yep. If they're not equipped to handle that, you're like, maybe we aren't that good.
Right.
And it's like, I'm hoping that it keeps it going because it is all over the place right now. And I'm loving it. Like McDonald's.
Did you see LeBron and Anthony Davis?
Anthony Daniels.
Playing football with the basketball before the game? C3PO, yes.
I did not see that.
It's pretty cool.
That doesn't... Wait, playing...
They just like
Football
palm
with a basketball?
Yes.
Oh.
Like LeBron running down the court.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis back in the corner, just like on his back foot and just chucks it right into his hands perfectly and then back. Like they're throwing a wiffle ball or something, but a full ass basketball with one hand. It was crazy.
I do that.
I'm not saying you can't. It's just crazy to see.
I do that. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
Okay.
Because I was picturing they were playing basketball with a football. And I was like, oh my goodness.
All right, here, I'll show you.
No.
No, I'll show you.
Can you imagine playing basketball with a football?
Well, you can't dribble it.
Exactly.
So that wouldn't be very fun.
I was like, what is happening? It's also very difficult. Oh, I do remember somebody throwing a football across 3 courts and it going in a basket, and that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Like you saw that in real life?
It was outdoor courts, 3 outdoor courts.
Yeah.
We were in the back left, and they threw it cross diagonal all the way to the back right, threw a football right into the hoop. Get it? Oh, that was a nice pass. That was a bullet pass.
Right? It's just like right to him. It's just kind of cool.
Funny. 2 feet in and down. No,
not many people can do that with a basketball.
It's just fun to see them
playing.
just
having
around.
fun.
Yeah, having fun.
That's cool.
It's nice to see.
We're going to talk about some video games when we come back from this break.
It's only one summer away. Every time.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you would consider supporting us on Patreon.
For just $1, you can get access to our bonus video podcast featuring extra footage, bloopers, box openings, and more.
Also, for being one of our first 24 patrons, you'll forever be inducted as a founding rebel.
This means that no matter where our channel goes, you will always be remembered for helping to start the rebellion.
For more information, please check out our Patreon link in the description.
Now back to the show.
God, I hate Phasma. But I love
shame.
Star Wars so much that we still talk about it every single week. The Tuesday after it comes out, we're ranking Star Wars movies,
It's
right?
because 9 is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it constantly.
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order is coming
When does that come out?
15th,
November?
and I'm not going to get it.
No?
I have to wait. Unfortunately.
Fair enough.
I'll probably... Money.
Yeah.
Time.
It's not really like pertinent to anything either, right?
That's the other reason. Is it's a game I'm 100,000% going to play.
Will play.
And I'm so excited for it.
But it's not a necessity yet.
So excited for it, combined with the fact that I can't play it, that I'm not thinking about it. I'm not watching trailers. I'm avoiding it completely.
Yeah.
Because I can't. The second I'm like, oh, I need to play this, I'm going to want to get it.
Who is it made by?
Respawn.
The Apex people.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
Cool.
Yes.
Because it kind of looks like Battlefront 2 mechanics, sort of. No? It'll be better.
You want to know what it is?
What?
It's Souls-like.
It's what?
Souls-like.
What's Souls?
Dark Souls.
Really?
Souls-like.
That's what they made? Damn.
Which is perfect. That's all I've ever
But
wanted.
Respawn is still EA, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This is going to be the first good game that EA's made in a long time. And I'm hoping that once they see the sales numbers, because that's all they go off of, that they're like, oh, okay, we have to do with everybody else what we did with them.
Yeah.
And change their entire philosophy. Because BioWare, the handling of BioWare and Anthem is evidence that they do not know what they're doing, management-wise. They're trying to force stuff out and shoot. It's not working. Anthem.
Welcome to the video game segment. I realize we're in it already. I was going to actually bring us in, but we started talking about video games. So welcome to the video game segment. Fallen Order is not a scary movie, but we do have some scary video game, but we have some scary games that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to maybe talk about some of our favorites over time. I don't have as many as probably Ethan, but we both definitely have some memories of playing some spooky Halloween appropriate games.
Less like spooky games and just like
October games.
Levels and themes and just anything kind of like that.
Can I kick it off with the smallest of them all?
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion has a map in Mario Kart on iOS or on mobile.
How is Luigi's Mansion the smallest? Excuse me. Disrespectful.
I think I had mentioned it last week because I said that Luigi was coming. I'm like, they have to do a Luigi's Mansion map for the Halloween tour or whatever.
Yeah.
They made a Luigi's Mansion map and it's really cool.
That's funny because I asked Brandon about the Luigi thing and if he had played, and he's like, yeah, it's like a Luigi's Mansion map. But was there a different Luigi one, or was that the Luigi one?
Luigi just came in.
Oh, and
with the map.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would download it if I had enough space.
Free something up, man.
I literally can't. It would be deleting Pokemon Go, which is... I think we were going to check this. Let's...
Okay, so I'm sorry. All of your photos are in the cloud?
Yeah, but it still takes up 5 gigs.
What size is your phone?
32.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. That's one reason you should get a new phone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
2020, baby.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is my most used app. Speaking of Pokemon Go,
Yes.
a couple things happened. One, so this one, I hatched an egg today,
Yes.
and I don't know what this is. Have you seen one of these?
Am I allowed to even say that?
Chingling. He's called a Chingling.
I have never seen that.
I've never seen this. Look what happens when you click him.
Ah.
I love it.
What like region is he in? What
That's
generation?
A really good question. I think he's...
I wish on the page it said what number they were.
Maybe he's Unova.
Why doesn't it say that?
Couldn't tell you. Oh, he's Sinnoh. So he's in the games that I played.
Which one is that? On the top from left to right, which number
Gen
is
4.
that? Okay. Chingling, huh?
Yeah.
So are they still rolling out Pokemon from each region that like aren't available until
I
a certain
don't
time?
know for sure, but I assume they're going to continue to just fill out the entire Pokedex.
Because like the most recent one that just came out like
Unova.
a month or so ago, I assume that there's Pokemon that aren't even possible to get yet.
Oh.
I think they kind of like unlock them over time.
Yeah, well, they only made like 20 available at first.
Right.
And then I think they're going to just keep adding to that. So these starter Pokemon costumed versions
Yes.
that have been in raids got the Pikachu because he's everywhere.
Yes.
Which is good.
I have too many of those.
Did you get... I stopped catching them.
Yeah.
Did you get a 3-star?
I think so.
Cool. So then I think it was last week we went to a gym that was doing a raid and we caught Bulbasaur.
Yes. I do
saw-
not have a 3-star, by the way.
Huh?
I don't have a 3-star.
No.
I have 9 of them. I don't have a 3-star.
I have 2 3-star
Damn.
that I caught with like in the same day. I didn't understand.
That sucks.
So
Yeah, we did a Bulbasaur raid.
we did the Bulbasaur raid and we went and we caught him. They're super easy. I saw a Squirtle that I should have gone and gotten recently. I was like waiting so like we could all go get them. But now with the counting down, I'm
just
going
gotta
to
get it
try
whenever.
to get as many as possible so that we can trade them if everybody needs to have one.
True.
So
Good point.
I'm looking for those and trying to get those as much as possible. And so on my way home, I decided to pull up my phone and see if there was a raid going on in downtown Torrance. And so I'm looking at all the Pokestops, and I notice there is a raid, and a raid for the one that I want.
The only last one you need?
No,
Okay.
but the one I was like, I need to get this. It was a Charmander raid,
Yeah.
because I was like, I need to get this to trade to Maya.
Yeah. Because that's her thing.
That's her thing.
Squirtle's your like first starter, right?
I'm like torn, honestly. I think so. I think Squirtle's my guy.
Well, he was
'Cause
your starter,
He was
though,
my
right?
original. Yeah. He
What,
was-
and in this? Yeah, because we did all
no,
three.
Charmander was mine.
Really?
Yeah, Charmander was the first one I got.
Oh.
Because I love Charizard now.
'Cause-
Charizard's my favorite now, more than Blastoise.
Okay.
But when I the first Pokemon game I ever got, Blue, I had Squirtle and Blastoise and Wartortle.
Yeah.
So like I have a connection there. I also love Bulbasaur and Ivysaur and Venusaur. So it's like
But
those-
Charmander is Maya's dude.
she loves him so much that yeah, he's all hers. And
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go
What'd you get?
get one.
Uh-huh.
And so
There's two things that this could be.
I rolled up on the raid and I beat it.
It could also be both.
And I got the Charmander, and the second he popped up, he was a shiny.
That's so cool.
And it was like, what? I didn't even want you.
That is perfect.
I didn't even know I could get you.
Yeah.
And he's 3 stars.
I wish you could trade it to her without her even knowing. You kind of could. You
So
could trade it
here's
to her
the
without her knowing.
thing.
Well, shiny trades.
I don't want to give her this one. Like, I'm like, oh my God. At the same time, I do, but it's going to cost me 80,000 Stardust.
So the shiny,
It'll-
I think rate is only 1 out of 25, which isn't that bad.
That's not that bad, but for me to get it on my first one.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That's
but I'm just
insane.
saying, I think maybe I could go out like tomorrow and try to catch as much stuff as possible. But I at least want all 4. I don't have to have a shiny of
I
all.
didn't even want the shiny. I honestly am upset that I got the shiny because if it was the regular, I would have just traded it to her.
Right.
So now I have to go get at least another one,
Yeah.
and now I have to get Squirtle.
It shouldn't be that hard to find a raid. I don't
I
think.
haven't been able to.
Really?
Dude, they keep the
that was the
ones by
first Charmander raid you saw. We drove by one the other day. That was Squirtle. I've seen
so.
Charmander raids.
Okay, yeah, that's the first one I've seen.
So
If it's after work tomorrow, I'm hoping during work I'll drive to one during work, like if there's one like nearby or whatever.
yeah,
Because we have 2 that pop up right by my work, and we haven't gotten a single one of these during the entire event. Any of them.
I would like if closer to the end
Mischievous.
they started
Ramp it up.
ramping it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like one of my favorite Pokemon now that I have.
That's really cool.
And
He's so cute.
he really is. And so now I have a shiny Charmander,
Yes.
but he can't evolve, which is okay.
That's totally fine.
And
I wouldn't want.
I kind of want him to. And but I like that he can't because then I don't need 3.
You want to see Charizard with the thing on his head?
Yeah, like maybe one game that. So here, the main one I was thinking of, or one of the big ones I was thinking of, was in Banjo-Kazooie. There's a level, like a haunted level.
With the witch?
No,
The witch is an overarching thing,
Yeah.
huh? Oh yeah.
I was like, you're making a educated guess here based on what you know about the game.
Yeah.
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 So there's like a Halloween level with like a haunted house, and
I have a contribution, and I'm really excited.
that's good. I'm expecting many contributions.
I told you I wasn't gonna have any.
No, you already listed one.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to like spoil this level, not for them, but for you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, so I think
I'll play them eventually, and
Yeah.
if I am, it's not for a like I can't wait
So-
to see what happens at the end. It's because it's one of your
It's
favorite
not-
games of all
it's
time.
not
I just
what
want
happens at the end.
But you know what I mean. Like
so there's this haunted level.
Yeah.
And you get turned into a pumpkin.
uh
And you can like, I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly. And so then you get to go around this whole haunted level as like a pumpkin. And there's also a toilet you can find that talks to you.
Okay.
And I think you can jump in it as a pumpkin. I believe. I could be totally wrong there, but I think there's something like that happens.
Can you smash the pumpkin?
No, because you would die. So maybe that's what happens when you die. as a pumpkin.
Yeah.
It explodes.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. I'm more familiar with Banjo-Tooie than Banjo-Kazooie. But I know the game still 100%.
That sounds fun.
The whole game is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're long, right? No.
Eh.
The second one was significantly longer. You went over
Yeah.
the whole like runtime of those, I think, at one point.
Oh my god, yeah.
I forget exactly what the
Totally
results
forgot
were.
about
though,
that. They're decent. They're like mid-length games. 15 to 20 hours, I would say.
but- So like, is this level like big? Is there a lot to do and explore
it's
in
a
this,
full
this
level.
haunted level?
Every level is full and involved. There's like one place that you go in. It's like a church, and I remember I think it's like a church or something.
Yeah.
And everything's really large. So there's like a really big piano or organ thing, and you like jump on the keys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play it now.
Yeah.
I want them to. They don't even need to remaster it. I just want to play it.
My contribution,
Finally.
possibly the only one, and as far as like levels go, it is in my favorite video game series of all time,
Gran Turismo.
Sly Cooper.
I was off a
And
little.
I believe it has to be Sly Cooper 2.
Which isn't that the best one?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Sly Cooper 1 is not open world.
Yes.
There's like a mini open world that has like hubs that you
Yep.
go to, but 2 and on are like open world. The missions take place in everything that you can see and do like in this world. And then there was every villain also had 2 levels, which was weird.
Which one has the snow level with the mountain in the middle, I think? And then there's like all kinds of stuff you can do around it. And then also like the Indian jungle.
Okay, the Indian jungle was the tiger.
But is that 2?
That was 2.
Are those both 2?
So there's a snow level in I think 3.
Okay.
I think it's 3.
It must
and
be
it's
no.
kind of it's in Canada. There's a Canadian level in 3, which
That's
is
3?
really good. There's like a train that goes around the
Yeah, yeah,
outside.
that's the one I'm
at,
thinking
like
of.
lumber mills and stuff.
Yep, that's the one
a
I'm thinking.
great
That's
level.
3?
I believe so.
Clearly that's like one of the few in Paris.
Oh God, no, it is 2.
It's 2. I swear it's 2.
It is.
Because I'm trying to think like, because I only played them through in the HD trilogy. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I think 2 sticks out
I'm
to
so
me.
happy. I have
Yeah.
a story about this that I can finally like.
A Halloween story or
No,
just
a Sly Cooper story.
Okay.
So I was playing through Sly Cooper 2 for the first time,
Yes.
and it's the level before that level, the Canada level. I'm forgetting who the boss was of those levels. I
It
think
wasn't the Paris rat guy.
no, he's the first one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The like chameleon dude.
Chameleon, not rat.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the rat from
He was like a lizard sort of thing.
Crash, I think.
So
Pinstripe
I
guy.
got to the end of the first of the 2 levels featuring the snow guy.
Yeah.
And there's a part where you beat him and then he starts running away and you have to chase after him, and that's what leads into the next level
Okay.
because he like flies off and
Yep.
you have to follow him. So after I beat him, I'm in the part where I'm chasing him. For whatever reason, I save and turn the game off. When I turn the game back on, I am stuck in that mode of the game. There's no missions. There's no doors I can open. There's nothing I can do. I'm screwed. I can't do anything. I have no backup saves. Like there's nothing I can do. I don't know why. But I was stuck in that limbo of a game. My dad called
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
company.
that's what I would do is I would call.
Because he was like, "Is there anything we can do? Because we are frozen in time here. We can't get out of this." And they're like,
They didn't know.
they didn't know.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I never played that game again.
Yep. That's exactly what I would do.
So I finally went back and played through it again and beat that level properly, and then got to this Canada snow level. I'm like, this is cool.
Wow, you were right. So close.
Yeah. And
Oh
then
my
I think
God.
after that is like almost the end of the game or whatever. But I was so close, man. But that's hilarious. I had forgotten about
That's-
that. I had like a traumatizing experience with Sly Cooper 2.
That's why you forgot about it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, there is a boss in Sly Cooper 2 who is the Contessa. She's a spider. And she has 2 levels where she has this kind of like Transylvania sort of castle and like
Oh,
a
yeah,
creepy
immediately.
sort of like
Yep, I remember.
Eastern European sort of like surrounding neighborhood
Yep.
and stuff.
You're like down. You're like it's like the level's very much you're rising up.
It's
Like you're moving up towards
yeah,
the like
it's
castle.
all nighttime.
Yeah.
Very purple. Like spotlights everywhere, like spider webs everywhere because she's a spider. God, it's so fun. I love it.
That's awesome.
So that's my Halloween contribution.
What's the second part of it? Do you go inside
They're,
the castle,
they're
maybe?
both no, they're always different places. Similar vibe, but different place altogether.
Okay.
The first one's actually a prison,
And then you end up there?
and then you go to the castle, I believe.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Because I've only played through it once, but I do remember that.
yeah,
Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
Another game that I have to reference, because I would say it's... no, you know what? Here, I'm going to go with probably the first one that I encountered. Super Mario 64.
Yep.
And I know all the Mario games have had booze, which we've got right here.
Yes.
Oh my God, this
He's
is
so
legit
cute.
my favorite amiibo.
Is it really?
They announced the Super Mario series, and I just had to order him on a one-off
yeah. I have a strong connection with him
for
too,
booze.
for a different reason.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay. What?
We'll get to it, but
So
like I love this guy.
I love booze. Super Mario 64 had, which you haven't played either.
No.
So there's a boo level, and this was my first introduction to the boos.
Yeah.
And I still
Was that his introduction?
No,
No.
they're from the original. I think maybe World, maybe 3 they popped up in.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. And just like a whole haunted house level. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And definitely a little creepy. I don't really know what all to say about it, but like I didn't, because that was my first Mario game and my first game, like it was all new to me. And so like, oh, whoa, there's ghosts. Like I thought that was just so cool.
Yeah. Because like you kind of think everything's happy and
Yeah.
you got Bowser, but even still, he's kind of vibrant and colorful. Like Boo takes it to a creepy level.
Discovering Super Mario 64 for the first time, not having played a Mario game before that, other than the original Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
was just a sublime experience. And so with Boo's, you know their gameplay feature?
No.
When you look at them, they disappear. Like you can't
Oh.
hurt them when
okay,
you
yeah.
look at them,
Right.
but when you turn your back, they start coming for you.
Right.
Which is just a genius design, Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing, and I still remember trying to defeat him. And I don't want to. You've got to play that game eventually, as you
Okay.
will.
Was there also a King Boo in that game?
No.
No. So my introduction to Boo was Luigi's Mansion.
Yep.
And there was only King Boo in that game. Everything else was just ghosts. It's like everything was Boo.
Tisk tisk.
What?
So.
Well, there were little Boos that came out of him.
Yep.
You
Not out of-
you shrunk him into smaller Boos.
No. So I'm pretty sure the first time you run into Booze in that game, at least as far as I remember, and it could be earlier, is either after the dancing room or after the room with the star where you like go into space.
Oh, I love that part.
That's like one of my favorite
oh
parts
god,
of that
it's
game.
so good.
And then, because it breaks your like perception,
Yeah.
of like, whoa, how am I interacting with this thing right there? I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
The perspective thing.
Yeah.
And but no, I remember because like the door moves back, and then you get trapped with all the booze. There's like a bunch of booze, and that's where your first discovery of like, oh, there's booze here.
That's true,
And then I
yeah.
think you catch them every so often.
Oh, that's right. That was part of it,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, you had to find them.
Yeah.
They scattered into the.
The whole mansion, they're
That's
all
right.
over the place.
But
Because-
then I think once you fight King Boo, is he
Yes.
the boss?
yeah, he's the final boss.
Okay. Don't you like freeze him and then he breaks into smaller
Into
Boos
smaller.
and then you suck them up
I
and then
think
when
so.
he comes back he's smaller?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 2 follows Dark Moon
Yeah.
follows a similar.
Which I started playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
don't think there's no way I'm gonna finish
Nope.
it, but
But just finish it.
yeah,
Before Thursday.
right.
Damn.
It's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I mean, is there like? Do you
About
think
that.
there's gonna be like a direct
No,
correlation
no.
necessarily?
It's Nintendo games.
Sure.
They'll reference it, but nothing major.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. Like in Dark Moon, you didn't have to play the first game, either, to play that one.
True. They're so different too.
Yeah. This one could essentially be a sequel to the first one. And here's the other thing. Most people didn't play the second one.
True.
And most people that are going to play the third one, look at Robin.
Yeah.
just played the first one.
Yeah.
So they're,
It's just filler.
I mean,
I mean, it's good. It's
another
long filler.
It's
for
another
sure.
Luigi's Mansion.
But for the people
game,
who really need
which
their
is-
fix of Luigi's Mansion, like, it's there if you need it. What other Halloween games do you have to talk about? / levels. We played Dead Space.
we did play
Once
Dead
Upon a Time.
Space. We didn't finish it yet.
We kind of only ever played it during October too, I think, or did we branch out?
I think it was random. I don't
Well,
think it was.
it became a
themed.
thing where we're like, let's play it during October.
Did it?
We've tried to continue with that game multiple times.
I only remember starting it, consistently playing through it, and then dropping off.
Maybe I'm just thinking of what we wanted to do, which was play it during Halloween. But
Because like I only remember this period of time, and I don't remember anything like outside of that.
there were
with, like,
definitely multiple like
post attempts
eras,
to get it
I
going.
think. Yeah,
Okay, because I only remember the original
Yeah.
era,
yeah.
and then I left. Like I'm assuming that's what happened.
I guess yeah.
That's
Wow,
my-
it's been that long.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So like 8 years
We'll beat it eventually.
eventually, along with Rayman Origins, which didn't have any Halloween levels.
No.
I mean, think though. So yeah, Dead Space, definitely a scary game. I will never forget the opening scare sequence.
I remember it too.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And I remember like thinking like it's gonna be fine. Oh my god, nope, not fine, not fine, not fine, not fine. Yeah, that's
Was
about how
there
that
was there a
went.
safe place in that game though that you could go to?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
The-
That makes me happy.
the when you get off the train and you have that little.
Oh
and you-
god, it just
what?
makes me anxious. I don't know, I hate it.
No, and you have that
thinking
little-
of being on that ship though.
dock area where you can like upgrade and do stuff like that. But then you get to one.
But
of
did you
them-
have like a home, like a room?
No.
No.
There's just that at each like. Station.
You were just continuously on the go.
essentially the stations
Did this person ever sleep?
sleep in a video game.
That's what I want to know.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
What was he doing?
Trying to save his girl. He's trying to get his girl, man.
Was he after a girl?
He was after his love of his life.
Ah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what his. What else would you do this for?
Living? Maybe not.
He went there.
I would just. Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember all the details. So,
They went there because this thing went wrong and he was trying to save his girl.
is this like a Dante's Inferno, but like up?
Is that why Dante was going down?
Yeah,
Are you talking about the game or like the story?
the story.
Oh, because I'm not familiar.
His like wife was abducted by devils, and he had to like go down to the deepest level of hell to save her.
I would do that.
That's probably off, but
No, that sounds right.
so instead he's going up
Yeah.
into space.
Other Halloween levels that I'm clearly unprepared for because I talked about everything
Thought you were gonna be
that I covered. So I did want to give a shout out to Medieval that just came out because I do really want to play that game. But I just got so much going on. I'll probably play it next year.
Shout out to skeletons in Minecraft.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was looking for a Minecraft shirt to potentially wear
Yeah,
because you've got skeletons,
zombies,
zombies,
witches,
witches,
ghasts. Sorry.
ghasts. None of these are what I was gonna say. Thankfully, jackal lanterns, snow golems.
Yeah.
Which I saw on Reddit. This person made a 8-bit jack-o'-lantern face, and then all of a sudden they got snow. This was like this week, in somewhere around the country. They got
Yeah.
a bunch of snow.
Yeah.
So they turned their pumpkin into a snow golem.
Cool.
They made a snowman and put that on the top.
If that's all of the Halloween levels and games that we have to talk about, I think we're about done with this episode. Thank you for watching / listening. If you are watching, you can listen to us on any of your podcast streaming services of choice. If you are listening, you can watch us on YouTube. Huber Rebels on YouTube. You can subscribe to us and like those videos. You can also subscribe on Patreon, patreon.com/Huber Rebels, to get the bonus content. Every single episode is a longer form with cut conversations, bloopers, openings, trailer watching in the beginning. There's honestly, every episode's probably at least twice as long as the base episode, which you can get for $1 on Patreon. And we would appreciate your support. Also, we are going to do a playthrough of Luigi's Mansion 3. We're going to stream it. So by the time you're hearing this, it'll be on our channel. So go ahead and watch that on the Huber Rebels channel. We're gonna play with our friend Robin for a number of hours. There will be probably some beers involved, and it'll be a fun time. So join us for that if you'd like.
Be a great time.
Yes. Ethan is doing a little dance. I think he's doing a dance for the same reason that I want to be dancing right now. So that's all I've got. My name is Jordan.
My name is Ethan. I have a song in my head, but I can't say it because then we'll get tagged. So I'm just going to keep dancing to it. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Yeah? Good.